Welcome to the Digital Transformations Project. In this video, we'll be showing you how to copy content between Ultra sites. So you can choose to copy content from a preview site into a sandpit, or from a sandpit to your live site or your production site. You can essentially copy a whole site or parts of content into any other Ultra site that you choose. So let's log in to Learn and get started. So what I'll be doing here today is showing you how to copy, for example, from a preview site into a sandpit. So I'm going to open my Ultra Sandpit site. And you can see here it has quite a simple folder structure so that it's clear for us to see the content that comes into it. Now, one important thing to remember is that you can only copy content between Ultra sites if you hold the same role between those sites. So for example, if you are a lecturer in one site and a tutor in another site, you will not be able to copy content. So you must hold the same role in the sites that you're trying to copy content to and from. Okay, so what we'll do today is, first of all, we'll copy just a document into a folder, and then we'll copy a whole folder of content. So let's start off by creating the folder where we're going to put our document into. So I'm creating there a folder that I will call Subject Outline. We'll save that. You can see here a new folder. I will open this folder and then I'm going to bring in a document into the folder I've created. So you can search for a particular subject name or ID. What I'm looking for is the preview site I was working with in the previous video, and that site is Introduction to Geology. Okay, so once you find the subject site that you're hoping to copy content from. Now, one thing that I'd like to highlight here is that the location where you are at is where you're copying content into. So the subject site that you're in is where the content will come into. And when you look at this menu, you're choosing where the content is coming from. So here we are again, Introductory Geology. Let's look for one document. So I'm going to open the folder called Subject Outline, and I'm going to copy that document only. Now, Ultra warns me that there may be changes in regards to folder structure, and that the content structure that we're copying might appear to be different once the copy is done. I'm okay with that, so I'm going to proceed, and I'm going to let Ultra do its thing and bring my content across to my sandpit. All right, here we go. So let's see where that content has landed. So as I mentioned, I created a folder and I wanted my document to land inside that folder. So I had the folder open and brought that document in from my other subject site. Now, Ultra does notify me of potential issues with the conversion of the documents I've selected. So you can always have a look and make sure you're happy with whatever changes have occurred because of this conversion or copy of content. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy a whole folder. So I'm going to, first of all, delete that folder so it doesn't become confusing. You see now we only have the generic content folders here, and I'm going to copy a whole folder of content. So I want that folder to sit first, but if I change my mind and I wanted that folder to come in at the end, I could just click here and copy content, and that would bring that folder into the bottom. Same if you wish to bring it into another area. Wherever you are located is where you're bringing content into. So inside a folder, you'd have to open that folder and copy content into it. But if you want a folder to be still in your main content area, just click on the plus and click on the copy content feature. So because it's a subject outline in my example, I want it to come first. So here I go, copy content, and I'm going to search for that subject. Once again, the previous subject I was working with in the previous video. If you were to copy all the content, so a whole subject copy from Ultra to Ultra, you could click here and choose copy selected content, but I want to be more specific and I want to go in and choose my folder. So before I open this folder and chose my subject outline document, this time I want to copy a whole folder. I'm just going to choose the subject outline folder, but you could choose any of these folders, for example, the learning resources or interesting stuff. One thing to keep in mind though is the conversion restrictions and things that don't copy across, for example, discussion boards. So you do have to be mindful that some things have to be redeployed into the site you're working in as opposed to copied across. All right, so I've selected my folder. And I will go copy selected content again, and let's see that whole folder called subject outline come across. Now, one thing to be mindful of is that it can take a little while if you're copying folders with large amounts of content. So please be aware, give Ultra a few minutes sometimes if you're copying folders that are quite big, quite loaded with content. Okay, so my copy is all done. Once again, it gives me a report. Just quickly gonna click on that. It's the same folder, so it's giving me the same copy details. And now, as you can see, it's copied a whole folder into the location I had chosen. Let's open it up and see if I can find my file. So there's my subject outline. If the original folder that was copied had 3 documents, all those 3 documents would have come across with the folder. So that's the Ultra to Ultra copy. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful.